Good morning, Al.
Good morning, Twyla.
Yay! Notice on our notes I leave that blank because I never know who I'm going to be today.
I
So
know.
yeah, I left that open for
I
you
see
too.
that.
Yes,
That's
yes.
good.
How are you?
If I was any better, I'd be twins. You know that.
Yes, I've heard that before.
All
okay.
right. Shall we start off?
I think we should start. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Because we are ready.
We
it's
are.
a good day. It's a terrific
Now,
Tuesday.
what have you done positive and or healthy and or both?
And or both. Okay, well, I want to say that my health moment that I've had, this is one of them that I thought of. You know, they talk a lot about brain development and developing those synapses and,
Yes.
cross.
Yes.
And they say people who have dyslexia, sometimes it helps if they go back and they actually crawl to create those cross synapses.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Anyway, so what I've been doing, now that I am a soccer player. I didn't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yes, I play soccer with my almost 3-year-old grandson. So I've become a soccer player. But what I do with him is now I just kick the ball with my left foot. So that's developing some cross training.
Are you right-handed?
I can do both. Like if I play the guitar, I want to play it like this with my left hand.
Oh, okay.
I do a lot of things with my left hand. I think I'm right-hand dominance, but yeah, usually like when I had those old-fashioned computers where you have a mouse.
Without going into long detail, I was just curious if your right or your left leg was dominant.
Right.
Okay, so yes.
Because most people are right-legged. I hate to say that. I mean, it sounds weird, but because of driving. You don't drive that much with your left foot, so you train your body to become right leg dominant.
Okay.
So I've been kicking the ball with my left foot.
Because I was really trying to question if it was because it was harder to kick it with your left foot.
It is.
Yeah, okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're
Yeah,
doing that on purpose.
I do hard things.
You're doing this. I do hard things doing this with you.
No, that's easy. Okay, and my positive moment, let's see what it was up for this one is Mother's Day. That was my positive because it was so much fun
yes,
getting together
you
for
are a
Mother's
mother.
Day. I am a mother. And I had good food and good fun, and so that's been my favorite job that I've had.
All right.
So, tell me about your positive and your healthy.
My positive, and I think that's healthy, is that last week you may or may not have known that the county in which I live came out of it's going into stage 1, or whatever it is, but they restricted it. And so Dottie and I actually went out together for lunch.
Yay! Isn't that amazing?
It is. We needed to do that. So, but we had to go to a hamburger place. But that's all right. I had a salad, and I walked in. I said, "I need my vegan salad with no oil." Oh, she just was right above that. That's fine. What kind of dressing? No dressing. I bring my own. But it was in a cardboard box with plastic spoons. But we ate outside on a nice patio in front of the fountain, and it was very nice. Dottie had a hamburger she ordered, which was really expensive, but then she says, "Oh, but I want the bean burger."
Yeah,
she's good. She's being good about staying on the diet. Yeah, staying competent. And so they charged us $2 extra for beans. So it was in a super expensive lunch. So, that's all right. But
since you haven't spent any money going out.
No, we haven't spent. Exactly. No, we haven't.
You
spent
can afford to splurge since you've been 2 months,
yes.
2.5 months without.
So Sunday night.
Do you want to name that restaurant? Just to give them a little publicity that they were so great.
No.
No. Okay. Thank you.
The next one I'm going to.
Oh, the next one you will. Okay, that's fine.
So Sunday night we decided that she says call around and see if one of your restaurants. I only have about 4 or 5 restaurants I can eat at, and so I called 2 of them in Roseville. One of them said no, we won't be open for another week. I said, oh, all right. So I called the other one, which was Faux Vegan.
Never heard of it.
Which I just mentioned, and they said, "Oh yes, come on in." I said, "Do I need reservations?" "Oh no, come on in." Now it's a small. If you've been there, it's a small restaurant.
I've been there.
So we walk in. Oh, he's smiling. Of course, I know everybody. He's smiling and happy. And what were you having? And I said, we want no oil. Oh, no problem, no oil. And we don't like, what is that? I can't think of that. God, I'm having trouble talking now. Bean curd.
A tofu?
We don't like tofu. Oh,
Okay.
no problem. So we both got a nice meal. We got real plates, real silverware.
What's
He
that?
brought it out to us, and it's the first time for, 3 months now we've been out. So I think it's healthy. It's good for my mental health. It's very healthy.
I don't know if you saw that one YouTube where she opens a restaurant. It's fake. I mean, she opens this restaurant and she comes out to serve the food, but she's trying to stand 6 feet away, so she's throwing the food at everyone. The dishes are breaking, the food's flying. It's like, oh, we gotta stay away from each other. And I'm like, oh gosh, okay.
Well, they make your food for you. If you go to takeout, they make your food for you. So I mean, it's just, I think it's all kind of for our anniversary, we had to go to my other favorite restaurant, Faux Fresh, which isn't open. And so we had to have our anniversary dinner in a parking lot.
Oh, that sounds
was
romantic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our daughter
Get in the back seat, baby.
Our daughter called us and said, "Well, happy anniversary. What are you doing?" And I said, "Your mother and I are in a parking lot having takeout." You've really come down in the world.
Right,
haven't you?
right. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's
Funny.
all right.
Okay, so I have some earrings to kind
Oh,
of...
yes. Oh, I bet I can guess what that is.
What is it?
It looks like I can't guess.
I would say it's probably celery. Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yes, because what's our topic today? Do you remember?
Our topic today is Cleanse to Heal.
And it's written by one of my favorites, Anthony William, who's also known as the medical medium, and he's famous for the celery juice. Did you get to watch that J.P. Sears YouTube I sent you on celery juice?
Yes, I did.
Was it hilarious?
Very good. Well, I'm going to put that in the note. It's J.P.
Sears, yeah.
She adopted him as her new son.
J.P., yes, you got a new mama.
Funny.
Or maybe I'm old enough to be your grandmother. I don't know, but
He is funny.
And, I love him because obviously I'm vegan, I'm gluten-free, and he makes fun of those people, and it's just, it's hilarious. It's great. So.
Because we have a sense of humor.
Oh, we do. Well, it's like his new YouTube video, which I love, which he didn't put up on Facebook because he was afraid to get taken down, is the one on media.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I sent it to you. But it already has like 3.8 million views on it. And he's making this whole... Anyway, you watch it. Just Google J.P. Sears YouTube media. And it's the first thing that pops up. So it's very funny. Okay, so what I got to choose the topic today.
Yes,
Thank
you
you,
did.
Al. Yes, I did. And this book, which I pre-ordered in January or something, and I was supposed to get it at the end of April. It finally got here about last week, I think. It's called Cleanse to Heal. And I want to talk about him because, in fact, I wrote these notes down the other day. I just want to say that I think this book is amazing. And I think he's an amazing man. Some of you, I already know from the classes that you don't necessarily agree with him because you say, oh, he doesn't have a medical background, he's not science, he's not this. Well, I think what we've been experiencing the last few weeks has shown you that science can differ, or different opinions about science, and different opinions, and different theories, and different...
And I would also like
Please jump in anytime.
Point out that Pritikin, who is a man that I hold in quite high regard, does also not have a degree. So I think that it's really, just because you don't have a degree doesn't mean you cannot be knowledgeable on a subject. You and I are more knowledgeable on nutrition than most of the doctors in this town.
Yeah.
I interrupted you.
No, you did not interrupt. That's what we're here for. And I totally agree with you. And I think his books are amazing. You can watch him. I sent you a couple of YouTubes about him. He's very dynamic. He doesn't.
She sends me hour and an hour and a half YouTube. At my age, that's like taking a week out of my life. I don't have that much time left. she laughs when I say it.
I do. It's like we don't have any guarantees.
We don't have any guarantees, but what little time I have left, I'm not going to spend an hour and a half on anything unless I want to do it. So I'm sorry, I didn't watch them.
That's okay. Well, Dr. Bernard has nothing to worry about as far as, well, of course he's really young too. But the thing with Anthony Williams, I can't sleep with him because he's so dynamic, he keeps me awake. Dr. Bernard, I can be like, yeah, okay, I can go to sleep with you. But Anthony,
you have a very interesting criteria for who you sleep with.
I do. You can tell. There are certain parameters I have.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, this is a great topic. This is what I say. This is a great topic. Fasten your seatbelts. I love that. Like, oh, okay. And he's just really dynamic, and I'm sure you've probably seen him on different. I don't have television. I don't watch TV shows, but are you showing me that I've already been talking for 11 minutes and I haven't even got to the first paragraph? Okay, so I just want you to keep an open mind. Just read one of his books.
You should always keep an open mind on everything.
Even what we've been going through lately. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna tell you my thoughts on the panic-demic. I'm just gonna keep it. Yeah. I don't want the panic-demic to influence anything that we're saying here. So just don't miss an opportunity of a lifetime by getting hung up on what you think as far as who's an expert. We've all seen that. The experts range from who knows what to who knows what. I like him because he talks about the people who are basically the underdogs in the medical society. You know, we've got things that are having a heart attack, put in a stent or something like that. But what about chronic disease? What about things that people live with every single day that the doctors, they really don't have an answer to?
No.
They don't. It's a Lyme disease or chronic Epstein-Barr or fibromyalgia or what I have.
Or the common one is that they don't have anything they can do for you. It's GERD. I mean, yes, you can basically cure it if you catch it early enough with a plant-based diet, but I ruined my stomach and they can't do anything for me.
No, and he talks about that, all these different conditions. And I know a lot of people that we respect do not believe in juicing and cleansing or juicing and smoothies. I do. I like them. I think they're great.
I have an open mind about it.
Okay. I just think if someone, let's see, should I get a milkshake at Dairy Queen or should I make a smoothie at home? I mean, to me, hello, there's not really a question there. And even Dr. Kahn says, and we've discussed this before, if you have a smoothie, take as long to drink it as it would for you to eat all those things that you...
Yeah, but you know, the reason behind that is because...
Spiking your blood sugar?
Well, yes, but mostly it's caloric.
That's true.
Because usually people that are on our diet, not you and I obviously, but people on our diet are for weight loss. And if you eat smoothies and you have 3 smoothies instead of the amount of food that it would take you all day to eat, you could have in 3 smoothies. So smoothies.
Schmoozy, let's schmooze. Okay.
So your caloric intake is back up. And the point...
But however, on a plant-based lifestyle, we don't count calories. We don't do servings. Yes. We don't do serving sizes.
No, but it's whole food plant-based.
It's whole food.
And juicing and or smoothies are not whole food.
Well, I think that's a good point. However, my feeling about that is, what's the difference between soup and a smoothie? One is hot, one is cold.
Okay.
All right, but let's get back to Anthony. All right.
That's good. I like that.
So I want to read the inside cover to you first because I love this. Chronic illness is growing at an alarming rate. Even with the massive amounts of organic food being cultivated now, even with the awareness about removing processed foods from our diets, even with the newest healing modalities, sickness is present like never before.
Absolutely.
No one is escaping illness, not unless they have the right information to stop the ticking clock. This is my favorite part. This is not a lifestyle book. It is a lifetime book. It is a life-saving book. I love that. Instead of lifestyle, it's life-saving.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we could say whole food, plant-based, life-saving.
Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, so that's one of his quotes, and I really like that. The foreword is written by a great MD. A couple of things he says is the physician. Now, this is a physician, so if you do like the whole Marcus Welby, Dr. Kildare, you know, I love the physicians, I love my doctor, whatever he or she says. So this physician says, as a physician, I've always been driven by the idea of proactive prevention. Al, what do you think about that?
Yes.
Yes.
Proactive,
Well,
yeah.
And as we've talked
But boy, you caught me off guard because that's a deep subject. We could have a whole thing on that. But
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but we really think that's important, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And here's the doctor still speaking. And it means learning about therapies that may not be mainstream or well documented by researchers yet.
Yeah.
I like the word yet in there. Because as we've seen, more and more doctors are finally now coming to the point, well, maybe plant-based does have some merit to it.
After all the data that's out there. But
And
yes,
again, I'll skip the data.
Yeah.
After all the way we've been eating for years
after all
and years.
the anecdotal.
Really? I'm going to be my new name.
Anecdotal?
No, auntie, because I'm an aunt. Yeah.
Oh my.
So he says, I initially wondered if I was drawn to his advice because of my love of fruit, which everybody knows I love fruit. And so does Anthony William. And yes, go ahead.
Everybody loves. I love fruit. I was just raising my hand. I'm one of those that I love fruit too.
Well, I have a dear friend, and I'm not going to mention her, Sherry. Oh, sorry. And she, until she started reading Anthony Williams, she did not have a piece of fruit for over 16 years because she thought it was fattening and it was sugar, and she did not eat fruit at all. So he talks about that in a great podcast called Fear of Fruit, Anthony William, and in this book, that people do have a fear of fruit. Somehow they think that the
Fruit.
Foff.
I'm sorry.
Fear of fruit. I know.
Fear of-
Foff.
FOF.
You better off that. Yeah. So he says.
I don't know.
This physician says there are essentially 4 major root causes of categories that contribute to the majority of health condition, and most of them are well within our power to address. Infections, toxic exposures, stress, trauma, both physical and psychological, and severe deficiencies, malnutrition, dehydration, sleep deprivation, I know I didn't want to read that one, isolation from nature or from...
Isolation from nature. Hello.
Hello, pandemic people. Yes, let's get out
Yes.
there. So as you read through Cleanse to Heal, you'll be amazed by the amount of
This
information.
is just his introduction.
Yeah, and I still have, 500 pages to go, and I have 10 minutes. Okay, I got to talk and read faster. He starts with a detailed explanation about toxins, and that is huge. So let me tell you, that's why the shirt I wore today. Plants, not pills. Let me tell you, our health does not come from a vial full of chemicals that they want to shoot in your arm that starts with a V. It does not come from a vaccine.
Oh, okay. I thought you
It
were gonna say
comes from
vitamins, yeah.
right. No, yeah, I like the vitamins, but not the vaccine. To think that you are curing a disease by shooting up a bunch of toxin chemicals is not an answer. And if Bill Gates is watching, yes, I'm addressing that to you.
But
Okay.
that's what we're being taught. That
I don't
they
care
can, they being the medical community, can fix whatever's wrong with us. Sorry, I'm off
No.
on a tangent.
That's why the prevention, and it is food, not pills. So he also says you need to know the toxins and how we're exposed to them, how our body is designed to effectively deal with them, and why it often fails to do so. Doris Rapp wrote this great book, and it was all about if your kid's really allergic to different things. I read it when Danielle was little, and she's, 32 now. But she talks about your bucket being full, and that's when disease spills over.
Yes,
So if you've got
that's
a
a
full,
good analogy.
yeah.
Yes.
So if you've got too many toxins and a
Yes.
stressful lifestyle and bad food,
Yes.
it's going to spill over into some sort of disease, some sort of chronic illness that he talks about.
I've heard that analogy on immune system. Your immune system is like a bucket, and when it's over full, okay.
That's exactly the same thing, yeah. So anyway, so that's just the introduction, and I already have a couple of other pages to read. Let's see, what do I want to read? I want to read page 5. Discuss that with Al. Okay, page 5 I have here. The experts who claim we don't need to detox also don't understand that the high-fat diets most everyone eats, in whatever shape those diets come, or you think that they're balanced, or even plant-based, sometimes you can still say, well, oil, which we don't, that's what we have to say, WFPB-NO. Not for New Orleans, but no oil, exactly.
Or SOS.
Okay, perfect. Even the high fat in peanut butter, salmon, eggs, chicken, that needs to get out of your body. He says we can't have it both ways. We can't tell people to fill their bloodstream with fat, creating an inability for the liver to naturally release. So I thought that was a good point. Yeah. It is going to make the liver sluggish with its overload of fat.
Have I mentioned, anecdotally, to you?
Bring it on, dude. You know I love that.
On the 4 years that I've been on this diet, I haven't had a cold. And the last 2 years or so that Dottie's been on this diet, although not as low fat as mine, she hasn't had one either. Yeah. So, Go ahead. That's just a little anecdote I knew.
You know I love those. Yeah. Okay. Even if they subscribe to the best-seeming diet trends and they're making photo-worthy smoothies and meals at home and keeping processed food out of their diet, they're still coming down with chronic symptoms and diseases at a faster rate than ever before. And he's saying it's the fat in the diet.
Amen.
Yes, so you like him.
Amen.
I thought you would. Okay. Also on page 7, he talks about the toxins. And again, I want to emphasize we don't need more toxins shot into our body. What do you call a person that has no health symptoms but tests positive for COVID-19?
Carrier.
Healthy.
Healthy.
And so,
okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. And so he stresses that he doesn't mention COVID-19 because this book came out long before that. Yeah. But he talks about viruses and things you can do to make sure they're not staying in your body and all that kind of stuff. Survival of the less toxic on page 9. Here's some perspective for you. Whoever is luckiest to be born with the least amount of toxins and to have the stronger constitution because of that, subsequently does not contract as many viruses along the way as others do. His point is the more toxins you have in your body, the more viruses you're susceptible to.
And you don't need an MD to figure that out.
Really?
Yeah. Or even a PhD.
It kind of cracks me up, not really cracks me up like how funny, but it kind of bothers me when people say, well, I went to my doctor and all my doctor does is blah, blah, blah. There's your first issue right there. Yeah. If you walk into the medical establishment and expect them to give you this kind of information, they don't know that yet. I want to say yet, because I've got...
Yeah, no, I think that's right.
I want to think positive.
I think we are in the beginning of a wave.
I can feel it. Yes. Yeah. It's not survival of the fittest. It's survival of the ones who come into this world with less toxic, with lots of love, support, and resources. That sounds like Dr. Ornish. It all counts at the same time and then happen to stay that way while here on Earth. One person says, only hope is in the pharmacies companies mandating our health. That's something we don't want to happen. No. And that's something that seems to be really prevalent in this day and age. So let me jump over to page...
Big pharma, right. We don't have big broccoli, I've always said.
No, that's a good one. I love that. He really talks about the bad toxins in our life. The first thing he says to get rid of are the air fresheners in your house. Because you are breathing in those toxic chemicals.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't use those, and I probably should. Well, I'll tell you anyway. I don't use deodorant.
You're right. He doesn't. No, I'm just kidding.
And because
I don't either.
For the same thing, you're putting a toxin on your body. And
what do they say? Don't put it on your body unless you're willing to ingest it in your mouth.
Ooh.
I've heard that one. How about this one? Here's this quote on page 26. if you're someone who doesn't smoke and yet you love plug-in air fresheners, you're better off removing your plug-in air freshener and starting to smoke. That's how, right.
Wow.
Exactly. So he says those air fresheners, scented candles, conventional laundry detergent, so not if you're using the baking soda, that kind of thing. Conventional laundry detergent, fabric softener.
Soda.
Some people use baking soda as their detergent.
Laundry detergent?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Fabric softener, perfume, cologne, and aftershave. All those, get rid of them. And I know I loved perfume, and I think that was a big cause of some of the hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's stuff I have going on. And I loved, people always complain, oh, I hate going into those, Nordstrom's, Macy's, where they spray that perfume in you. I loved it. I thought it smelled great, but I know that's not.
I never did. It overloaded my my smell senses.
And it is not good for you. It is not good for you at all. So also page 47. People who have real problems such as severe advanced fibromyalgia, debilitating RA, Hashimoto's, thyroiditis, MS, lupus, connective tissue disease, eczema, psoriasis, or other autoimmune diseases have often been doctor to doctor, told to swallow all kinds of fish oil and probiotics and prescribed medication, even removed many gut disruptive foods such as gluten, and still they suffer with neurological symptoms. That's because the gut is not always the answer as to why we're sick. I like that. Oh my gosh, 26. Are you kidding?
No, I know.
Ow, that went so fast.
I know.
Okay, I just want to end with a little, he says, okay, this is whatever he says. This is my takeaway, okay?
Go ahead.
Cut out all grains. If you have any of these cut out all grains except for millet and oats. That's if you're really trying. Now, I don't believe that as far as you and I and healthy people, but if you're really struggling, if you're the kind that can't get out of bed, but what he says is the worst food combination is fat plus sugar.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, which is all fast
food. Which is everything. And I thought that was so funny because what do you think of? A donut, right? And yes. I'm like, so now, I don't know if you read this, Dunkin' Donuts is now working on a vegan donut. I'm thinking, okay, that's great, but still, the whole point is to get rid of the fat, the sugar combination. It's time for us to go, and I'm not even a quarter of the way through it.
I know.
Yes,
I thought that was going to happen because you gave me an outline 3 pages long. All right, so I had closing remarks, which I wrote, and I wanted to put them at the end because I thought I should have an open mind, and I like to think that I do. So I thought I'm going to let, what's her name here, tell me her side of the story. And so I did, and so I'm going to change my remarks, but I first have, which you didn't address at all.
I probably will, but I'm not there yet.
Is about that he can meet somebody and tell what's wrong with them. And I had I'm a skeptic. You all know that. So I had some problem with that. And the second, from my point of view, is I'm a little skeptical. He recommends, from what I've read, he recommends supplements too much. And I'm not big on supplements. I do think you should be used judiciously. I think a whole food, plant-based diet should get what we need. And
well, Al, let me just jump in with that.
Sure.
For a couple of weeks ago, you couldn't find zinc anywhere. And you know why?
Yes.
Is because a lot of these people with the pandemic.
Yes.
And what I think he's saying is that if that level is high enough already, you wouldn't need to take
right.
that.
Yeah.
So,
no.
Yeah. So that is a supplement, but
I'm just yes,
okay.
And that's an intelligent response.
Hey, have you ever heard him say that about anything I've ever said before?
You have.
Now, that's incredible.
Third, I am suspicious of people that charge a lot of money for doing things. Now, having said that. That doesn't mean that there's not a lot of, what you talked about just in the short time we had today, I thought were valid and good points. So just because you have some objections about something doesn't mean you should close your mind about it. So that's my closing remarks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And about the charge, he does charge for his books.
Well,
right?
they all do that.
Well,
they all
okay.
have to make a living, and I understand that.
Oh, but anybody who pushes vitamins, if like,
you email Esselstyn or
McDougall
or any of those, and you get an email from them back immediately, no charge.
That's true. That's true. And it's not like some of those other doctors, Dr. Gundry or other Dr. Mercola, who had, and I'm not saying discount them altogether because they have great information. Okay, I'm just saying that if they're trying to sell you vitamins, go the other way. If that's their main focus.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, and we'll see. Maybe we'll have to do part 3
Keep
and
those
4
cards and letters coming.
with a C, not a K. All right, you guys. See you next time.